Hey, how's it going? This is Eddie Hawkins, HBCU Literacy Hub, with my partner in crime, of course, Latoya Turner from Brown Hands Literacy. And we are here on the campus of Simmons College. That's right, we told you while we were coming here. Latoya, tell them who we got right now, right in front of us.
So we have one of our board members, Jordan Ponder, who is a student at Simmons College of Kentucky. Jordan?
Hi everyone, I'm Jordan, as Latoya mentioned, and today I have the pleasure of having my amazing president, Dr. Kevin Cosby, the amazing, wonderful president of Simmons College of Kentucky.
Well, you know, it takes one to know one, as they say, and when we talk about amazing, you are the personification of amazing. I can't tell you how very proud I am of you. It's good to be here. Just excited about you being on our campus and the great work that you're doing.
So, I gotta be honest, I didn't know a lot about Simmons College, but I gotta be truly honest that I can tell you, since we've been on campus today, the outpouring of just individuals who love this university, this college. Can you tell me what about Simmons College makes the young people want to come here?
Well, first of all, there is a reason why you don't know much about Simmons College, and that is because Simmons College was, like many black institutions, was institutionally lynched by white supremacy. But those who were antagonistic towards us failed to realize that when you try to bury us, we are a seed. And when you bury a seed, you really are activating what's in that seed to grow. And Simmons is one of the oldest HBCUs in America. We predate Tuskegee. We predate Spelman. We predate Kentucky State. We've been in existence since 1879. And at one time, Simmons was the premier private black government college in the United States. It was once called the Harvard of the South. And the reason why is because Simmons was the only black governed college named for a black man who was a strong former enslaved person who was a strong abolitionist, founder of the National Baptist Convention, mentor of Ida B. Wells. Simmons at one time, named for him, M.J. Simmons, who was our president for 10 years. Simmons at one time was the only black college that had a medical school, law school, and liberal arts college. In fact, the first case the newly formed NAACP won before the Supreme Court was litigated by a Simmons College student graduate. It was Worley versus Buchanan decision of 1917. And so we had a law school, medical school, and it was just a thriving institution. However, with the stock market crash of 1929, Simmons was forced to give up its buildings. The banks foreclosed on our campus, and the University of Louisville took over our campus, converted it into their segregated division, and mandated that we could not compete with them in non-theological courses. So classical liberal arts education, they took everything from us. They took everything, including our sororities. The reason why the University of Louisville has one of the oldest Delta chapters in America, although they did not allow black people to enter their school until 1951, was because of that Delta chapter that is at the University of Louisville, which is a single letter Delta chapter. Single letter, because it was started by blacks. It was started at Simmons College of Kentucky. And when they foreclosed on our property, they took everything and said, we're going to let you have just one thing, and that was theological education. In other words, all we will let you have is God. And God is all you have, God is all you need. So I became the president. I knew about Simmons as growing up because my grandfather and grandparents attended Simmons back in the 20s, back in the heyday of the institution. I'm a pastor here in Louisville, Kentucky. Our church in the 90s purchased the campus that we lost in 1930 as surplus property. The University of Louisville took over our campus. They integrated in 1951, transferred the property to Jefferson County Public Schools, the school board, the school system here in Louisville. The school system used it as elementary school. And then in the 1990s, they put it up for surplus property and on an auction. My church purchased it in 1997. I became the president in 2005. And then, because I was the pastor of the church that owned the property that was lost in 1930, and the president of the school, the pastor and the president, who was the same person, came together and worked out a deal to get the property that we lost in 1930 back to the original owners 84 years later. We are the greatest comeback story in the history of higher education. No one has done what we have done. And when I started at Simmons as the president in 2005, we had absolutely no buildings, no degrees, no accreditation, nothing. We had one thing that is our salvation as a people, which personifies your name, and that's literacy. And the greatest literacy that Black people can have is historical literacy. So what we had was this: we were historic. We had no buildings, no money, relatively just a few students, one degree, and that's in theological education, but we had history. And this is the genius, and this is the resilience, and this is the determination of Black people, because although they took everything from us, and we ended up literally, I got pictures of it, in an orphanage. That's where we held classes in the Negro orphanage on 18th Street in Louisville. Although we had nothing, they had the resolve not to quit. And that's why we're an HBCU, because they never closed. We played our music with one bowstring. We didn't have the other bowstring, just one bowstring, but we played a medley with just one bowstring. So because we never closed, when I became president in 2005, I realized because the school had never closed, because in order to be an HBCU, you have to be in existence prior to 1995. So since the school had never closed and had operated since 1879, I realized that if the school could get accredited, because to be an HBCU, you have to have accreditation, you have to be in existence prior to 1965, you have had to have a historic mission to Black people, and you have to have at least 2 degrees. So when I became president, I said, let me get the school accredited. We got the school accredited. Once we got accredited, we got another degree. So now we have 2 degrees, so we met the criteria. And because we've always had a historic mission to Black students since 1879, our committee submitted an application to the United States Department of Education designating us as an HBCU. And they said, there's no more HBCUs. I said, listen to our story. That's why you have to be literate about your story. It is historical literacy that gave this school rebirth. And it's historical literacy that will give our people rebirth in the MAGA era. Find out what they did post-Reconstruction, 1877, to the Brown decision in 1954. And I'll tell you what they did. They built their own institutions. So that historical literacy, I sent the application to the United States Department of Education. They said, no, could not be an HBCUs. I said, look at our story. And check, you have a historic mission to Black people. Check, you're in existence prior to 1965. Check, you have more than 1 degree. Check, you're accredited with the United States Department of Education. And then in April of 2015, I get a phone call from the United States Department of Education. This is what they said: brother president, which is to say, they were saying that now you're part of this elite group of colleges, historical colleges and universities, and we are the last designated HBCU in American history. We started with 0. We are probably one of the fastest growing percentage-wise HBCUs in America. We have now 15 buildings. How many degrees? Like 15 degrees. 600 students. When I started, we had about 30. 600 students, and we are growing. And we are unapologetically Black and unashamedly Christian in the radical Christian tradition of Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King and Ida B. Wells. So that's our story, and I want to thank you because you have assisted your organization. Literacy Hub has assisted Simmons immensely. We are who we are to a great degree because of your contributions and your facilitation of students in the Cincinnati area.
All I can say is this.
That's powerful.
So I heard that. I had heard the story vaguely about what Louisville had done, the University of Louisville had done, but I never really got the true story. And I know when we sat down here, I did not know you were getting ready to put me in a place now where I feel like, as much as we're going through right now, just listening to the story that you just told, if I was an individual who was down on my luck, and I heard that story, I can tell you right now, and I've always said this, as Black people, we will make a way out of no way.
We will make a way.
Regardless of what it is, we're gonna make a way out of no way. And I can guarantee you that when we're done telling your story to the young people in the city of Cincinnati, for those of them that are looking for an opportunity, somewhere to go where they know they're gonna be supported, where they know that someone there that's been through the ringer, because that's usually where, traditionally, that's where our kids go. They go somewhere.
Well, the key is to go to a school.
But if you're connected, feel like somebody there is gonna give them an opportunity.
Go to a school where they're not tolerated, but celebrated.
Absolutely.
And if you come to Simmons College, as the president of Simmons College, I'm trying to create an environment that is conducive for our kids flourishing. And our kids, they're flourishing. The big complaint I had for students at Simmons is when they have to check out of the dorm at the end of the semester because they want to stay.
So as students were coming up to our table today, after the table, we're asking students, where are you from? So many students from Atlanta, Chicago, from all parts of the world coming to Simmons College of Kentucky.
Soon to be Simmons University. Soon to be Simmons.
You know what? I just spoken into existence.
Yes.
So let's speak that into existence. Simmons University.
Next year we will be redesignated.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
But just to hearing the stories from the students of why they chose Simmons College of Kentucky, soon to be Simmons University, was powerful. Family oriented, a small university, which is about to be a large university. That was really powerful to me.
And we will never lose that small college,
Yeah.
feeling. We'll have that. It's like, and you can be big and small at the same time.
Absolutely.
It's like tailgating. When you go to football games, you don't get caught lost in the big crowd because you have tailgating. So we're tailgating our students so that they always have a support group.
But as you were just saying, Eddie, of hearing his story, like I want to do more. I feel very powerful even hearing that story about what we can accomplish, which makes me want to go back to Cincinnati. Not only Cincinnati, the work that we're doing of exposing kids to literacy and HBCUs is outside of Cincinnati. It's everywhere. So we would love to do work here.
You are my he and she was because of the work that you're doing. And I hope that you're getting the support and resources you need to make this happen. Because it's one thing when you talk to people and they're talking. It's another thing when you can feel their heart and feel their passion. And I sincerely feel your heart, and I can't thank you enough. I'm not just speaking for myself, but all of the HBCUs for the important work that you do. Important work.